for making this possible with Casey and I. This video is video number 1,000. How cool is that? And as unique as that is, it's probably equally unique where we are, here on a snow-covered mountainside known as historic Whiteside Tunnel. And for those of you that have Norfolk Southern calendars from 2024, you know that tunnel is in at least 2 different pictures. I know the very, very end one and one a few months ago. So it is just so exciting for Casey and I to share this with you. And, you know, so many times we talk, every time I go live, it's almost a learning curve because one thing or another happens, and, you know, I look at it later when I rewatch them and it's like, what could I have done better and what have you. And you are going to get some traffic noise here. We are next to Route 299. We're on the Hamilton County, Marion County line. This end of the tunnel is actually Hamilton County. That end of the tunnel is Marion County. And when y'all look at that, and I'm just jumping subjects here, we'll go back to where I was. So, and when I go home and the next day and my wife's going, you know, why do we have to watch you again? And I have it up on the big TV at the house. And it's like, what could I have done better? And for those of you, and recently, if production 6 isn't sitting close by with the tablet monitor up, I have the phone in my hand, and looking at it right this moment, I have me on, because after my little escapade of forgetting to, down at Tunnel Hill when we were chasing the Canadian National, about a month ago maybe, it's not been that long ago, I still had the cam on 5x zoom, so y'all got to see every bump there was, my hat magnified, you named it, one eyeball was talking to you. So now if I don't have the monitor set up where I can see it, I make sure that I'm in a position. Casey's told me over and over, waist up, Mike, waist up, waist up. And that time it was nose in. So that's why every time I talk with y'all now, I take a look at the cam on the phone if I don't see it over there. So I wanted to go someplace cool today. And like I said, you're going to have background noise because we are right next to Interstate 24. Oh, scanner needs batteries. If that beep is half as annoying to you guys as it is to me, let me go ahead and change that out. I don't have it close up to the truck to hook up to the external power source, so give me just 1 second and I'll be right back. But in the meantime, let's swing over, take a look at historic Whiteside Tunnel. As y'all have heard about this in our podcast, 2 days ago, we had winter weather advisory. Oh, wait a minute. Here, let's listen. There is a crossing a little ways to the north of us. Yep, we got horn. Norfolk Southern approaching. and this is considered southbound since this track is controlled by CSX. Even though they're pretty much running east-west at this point, it is considered southbound. And that is the way to Chattanooga. There was no conversation on the scanner. For those of you not familiar with the Whiteside Tunnel area, this is a tremendous grade. As you notice from our last train, they creep downhill. It crest just up behind us. But right now, this train is sitting facing Chattanooga, and they did come to kind of a slow stop. Didn't hear any fast brake action, so shall assume they're just stopped here because. You can just see the corner of the tunnel. To the right of the blue container cars. We are at milepost 139 on the Joint Line. And yes, from where we were on snow yesterday to today, it's almost non-existent. All right, we have brake release. And there's Bob there. And that railroad art. Double honk. And as you can see, that is all downhill. Hopefully, we'll get a northbound. So you can feel how hard a locomotive has to work going up this grade. We are at milepost 139. A few folks have used it to target shoot. Not sure I'd want to be standing here with a bullets ricocheting off of a concrete post. And someone have used the warning sign right there. There you can see the silver bullet riddled sign and the milepost next to it, where both have been for target practice. A lot of times when we're here, get to see wild turkey here all the time. And frequently, deer. And that is looking up the grade, going to Whiteside. And again, we do have quite a bit of background noise. I do have the dead cat on to try and cut some of that out. Hello, Tony. Hello, 8 Right. How's everybody today on this above freezing temperature day? Glad you all jumped on with us. As you can see, we are at Whiteside Tunnel, where once upon a time, that opening was 12 wide, 14 high. Here at milepost 139. And when they first built this line, if you look back at the historical records for the area, they used to have mudslides right here. And it would constantly, every time it rained hard, slide on down the mountain and cover everything on up. So, to solve the problem, thus Whiteside Tunnel. And if you've never been here before, as long as you are looking for the single car opening in the tree, there's about a 1-car parking space here. If you drive a low car, be careful because there's a huge dip when you come off the road into where we're parked. Okay, sorry. All right. I said, if you've not watched the podcast about 29 places to railfan in our area, this is one of the 29. And if you do use the What 3 Words app, it is pinpointed for you so that it's easy for you to find. You do not need a 4-wheel drive to get here, although it certainly doesn't hurt. There's production 6. And we drove up here in regular drive, no 4 high or anything. And like I said, it's basically a 1-car parking spot. If you come with a friend, you can squeeze 2 cars in. You can also park along the road if you pull over. Like I said, it's not much of a big area here. But it's very peaceful, other than listening to the freeway traffic. And coming from the top of the grade, there is a crossing down towards Whiteside, so you will hear horn. And over at Nickajack at the, I think it's the 130.9, if I'm not mistaken, there is a defect detector. Sure, Tony, what's your announcement? Well, I'll read it when you tell us. All right, everybody. Tony, for those of you not watching the chat, has invited all of you to a model train show in Winchester, Tennessee on May 24th of 2025. So Tony, is it at a hotel, a convention center, a museum? Who is hosting it on that day? Oops, sorry there, it's so cold. Electronics just don't like 30 degrees. It's funny. Everything else on the mountain is brown, except for the ivy right there on the side of Whiteside Tunnel. Yeah, I know Brian has an event coming up at the Cowan Railroad Museum. I'm not sure if Brian's picked the official date yet. And I think the Decatur group's having a rail meet coming up as well. All right. Well, hello, Steve. Just reading your note. Yes, I did hear the honk. I had no idea it was for me. Everybody, that honk y'all heard a little bit ago was Steve saying hi to all of us. And hello right back at you, Steve. I have been found in the woods, along the tracks, dressed in my orange hat, thanks to Mrs. S, that glows in the dark with a light on the front of it, and my new Rail Moments coat to keep me warm, with 2 layers plus the outside. So special thanks to Mrs. S. Here at Whiteside Tunnel. Hopefully we will get a northbound so you can appreciate how hard it is as they work to go up this grade. We're going to hang out here for a little bit. It has been a little quiet today, but it only takes a couple, and this is the only way to go from Chattanooga to Alabama, Mississippi, etc., other than down the AGS, which is the route down to Birmingham. But for all the traffic coming over this way, going to Huntsville and Decatur and beyond, they'll go this route. And all the CSX traffic that goes on up to Nashville goes this route. So very, very busy tracks. Great place to rail fan. Like I said, bring your own chair. Better use the bathroom before you get here. And there's no hot dog vendors once you get here. So mark your calendars. When I hear from Brian on his upcoming event, we'll keep y'all updated as we always do. If anybody has any rail events, just like Casey and I know, we're more than happy to share those with everyone to help out so we can hang out with everybody, or everybody knows what's going on, since there isn't the official What's Happening Next Railfan Guide. This is one way that we can make announcements for y'all, let everybody know what's going on. I know they had an open house at Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum for the Model Railroad Group, but it got canceled on Saturday because of the winter weather advisories. And while we're waiting, again, Whiteside Tunnel, as you look at it now, you'd think, gee, I couldn't get my Ford pickup truck through there, it's so low. But bear in mind, the other end of this, which I remember right, and again, been a little while since I read about this, but I think it's 400 feet long. So over the years, as you can see, there's been a big buildup there in front of it of mud and gunk and broken trees and what have you. So the opening has closed quite a bit from the old rail bed that went through there. And this area is known as Whiteside Tunnel, or to the railroad folks, they also call it Raccoon Mountain Tunnel. So Whiteside Tunnel or Raccoon Mountain Tunnel are the two names given to this. As we said earlier, if you have one of the large NS calendars from 2024, it's featured in at least two of the big pictures throughout the calendar. And where we are standing is Hamilton County. If you walk through there, the mud and the gunk and all, which I'm not volunteering for, who knows what's in there? There's some itty bitty spider in there that thinks that's home, and he doesn't like intruders, and you never get out once he bites you. But if you walk through there, you come out in Marion County. And originally, the tracks went through here for the Nashville and Chattanooga in 1852. And back then, it was just a single track line in this area. And like I said, as we talked earlier, the mudslides just wouldn't stop. So, hence the tunnel. And if you read some of the historical information on the area, the troops during the 1860s with our Civil War, the troops actually marched through that tunnel because of that reason. So, once the tunnel was built, served as a rooftop, solved the mudslide problem, and we continued on with life. And again, reading that information from back then, in 1911, they double-tracked this area, which it is still today. And it became the NC in St. Louis, and then the L&N, and now, as you know, CSX. If y'all haven't seen the L&N locomotive, the CSX, the Heritage locomotive, do so. We have a video, several catches of it. And further up in the, what do we call it, the foundation post for the old Whiteside Railroad trestle, if you continue on down the road, and at this point, the road actually runs east-west. If you continue on west, when you get down to Running Water Creek, it's just west of the tunnel. That bridge that went across was destroyed in 1863, so the Union forces would not be able to use it when the Confederates retreated from this area. So, very, very, very rich in history in this area. railroad history, passenger traffic used to go through here. Just think how many thousands of people rode right past this point where we are. So that's pretty cool. If you have time, look up Whiteside Tunnel, Raccoon Mountain, and we're using the railroad directions, but if you were to go west from here in your car, you'd come to Whiteside, then over to Nickajack where the track goes around Nickajack Lake, and then New Hope, Bridgeport. After Bridgeport, you'll come to Stevenson, and at that point at Stevenson, the tracks do split, and CSX goes on up to Nashville. And I love Stevenson because in Stevenson is the old hotel and depot combination that's still standing in good shape. Can't go through it, but it's still all there. And the tracks literally split at the courtyard of that complex. And one to the right, one to the left. And you do not want to stand on the wrong side of the safety line because they are just that close. If you do come this area, there is a defect detector over at Nickajack, the 130.4. You can also hear traffic that's coming this way. And if this is your first time with us, please feel free. Shout out any questions you may have. We don't know the answer, we'll find them. Hello, Kit. Yes, this is a super busy area. Been a little bit quiet today, but this is known as the Joint Line, operated by CSX, and all the east, directionally east-west, but because it's CSX tracking, it follows their directional, considered north-south, to my understanding. And all the traffic coming out of Chattanooga, once it goes around Lookout Mountain, either comes this way or back by Wauhatchie, about, probably 9-10 miles by rail from here. There is the AGS line. So a train coming out of Chattanooga could go down the AGS, down to Birmingham and beyond, and the rest of the traffic going out west would come past here. So you do have a lot of rail traffic that goes through here. Like I said, it's a real cool spot just because of the fact the grade is so steep here. I think that the expression is you'll watch a locomotive on its knees coming up this grade. And as you saw in the two trains that went by earlier, they are very cautious as they're descending the grade here. And it peaks up at the top. For those of you who've been on Interstate 24, we are just, a couple miles, probably a couple miles, mile, from where the great big railroad trestle overpass is high above 24, where some daring individual somehow managed to paint those huge two pieces of art as you're going towards Nashville up there. No idea how he did it. That is a long ways down. And if you watch the video that Casey shot that we've posted of the traffic going over there with the drone, it is a long ways down. So yes, a lot of traffic goes through here. Iron Cams has a cam at Bridgeport. So you can get an idea of the traffic from Chattanooga to Bridgeport as it goes beyond Willows Creek. Yard for CSX is out that way as well, in between Stevenson there and Bridgeport. And then Sasquatchie Railroad is located there in Bridgeport, so you get to see those guys too. So a lot of cool rail things here, a lot of cool history things here. I mean, there's just always something going on. It's been a little quiet today from what normally we would see, but like I said, and if you haven't, for those of you that are on, if you don't follow us or haven't, hey, now's a fantastic time. We would appreciate you subscribing to the channel. Kind of gives us a pulse on how we're doing, and you guys having fun with us, because Casey and I both love doing this. And right now, you are part of our 1,000 video. Once this posts today, excuse me, sun is just starting to set on the mountaintop. We'll kind of do a swing of the area. Hopefully we can get at least one more train in before we call it a day here. Like I said, we wanted to catch this while there was still snow. I'm going to guess after tomorrow's temperatures, what is left today will all be gone. Over here at 299, it gets a little rough when there's snow and stuff, but today it's all melted. The road's great. Since this is such a hilly, mountainous area, you've got a lot of ups and downs and what have you. So if you ever come here on a snowy day, be cautious. We want to keep everybody safe, just like like we were talking yesterday. For those of you at Rail Fan, give your train crew plenty of distance. The money shot isn't always the one closest to the track. They want to know that you're safe, and they want to know that they don't have a worry. So keep a safe distance from the track. You never know when one of the straps that's holding lumber on or something could snap and it's dragging along the side. Hang on one second. So, give them a break so they don't have to worry. And like I said, you just never know. X strap kicks up a piece of ballast. Next thing you know, you got a head knock. So, back to the track. We're going to hang out for a little bit, give you a pan of the area, give you a little bit of an idea where we are. Whoever piled the brush up, thanks. We kind of keep this trimmed when we come up. And the bank, so you guys get great pictures here, and thank you to everyone else that helps. Hang on a second, we got a call. Hey everybody, it's Mrs. S. Y'all give me just 1 second, and I'll be right back with y'all. back to Whiteside Tunnel there. Saw Tony's comment. The bridge is double tracked. As you go over it, the rail bridge is double tracked up there. And just kind of give you a little swing of the territory. Looking up the grade. Parking spot for production 6. There's 299. As you can see, not a whole lot to the entrance. It's not paved, and it's not pretty. It is exactly what we said, a one-car opening on the side of the hill, and over there on the traffic you see going by is Interstate 24. And that would be the westbound traffic, where a great friend of ours, or Casey's and I, went by and saw us over here. Since we are in high vis, Steve Hunt, they saw us as they looked over here because they know where Whiteside Tunnel is. His son does a fantastic job on chasing trains and pictures. And Steve has been with the Railroad Museum for a gazillion years. Another fantastic place to visit, TVRM, Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum. Let me cross over here. Since we're a little close to the bank, I don't want to fall down it. So there's the entranceway. Like I said, you can pull off and pull right there. It's a little muddy there today. Or you can stop right out there. And like I said, it's very, very pretty. Hasn't been much of anybody up here. There's one other set of tracks. Most of those tracks are mine right there. And you've got a great ledge to be up on. And a fantastic approach view. In either direction. And for a train going up the grade, man, you get all kinds of exposure. In the afternoon, that sun parallels to the right, and boy, you get some beautiful shots on the locomotive from here. But like we said, don't expect anything fancy. But it is a super cool place to go. And as that sun starts to go down, it's starting to get colder. Where earlier I couldn't see my breath, but I do now as I tell you about this. And both the one that you can see the easiest is the westbound traffic. But right on the other side of the guardrail, there you just see the top of a truck over there. That is the eastbound traffic into Chattanooga. And going back trackside, like I said, the sun has just dropped on the other side of that mountaintop. This whole area is just mountains and valleys and history and incredibly unique area. I'm going to guess we're probably right now at the 35 or 34 point for temperature. It could be a tad warmer, but it's cooling down. We probably hit 40 when the sun was up, but like I said, when I talk to y'all, I can see my words coming out as my breath goes across there. Give you a look way down the track. It's really pretty right this moment. That's at almost 5 times magnification. Looking down the grade. As both tracks parallel and bend to the left. We are monitoring the defect detector over at Bridgeport, or not Bridgeport, but Nickajack. Give you a look down the grade. Sit back, relax, and enjoy some snowy time trackside. Let me do the cold part for you on video number 1000 for Casey and I today. And a great, huge big thank you to everybody that has subscribed to the channel and helped make it what it is today. If anybody's got any questions, like I said, we're just going to hang out till probably 5 o'clock. Eastern time. Central time starts just on the other side of us here. So we're just going to kind of, like I said, relax, watch. Anybody got any questions? Anybody got any news? Anybody got any events? This is a great way to let everybody know. I'll confirm when the next Railfan event is in Cowan. Let you all know. And I missed the one the first couple days of January over in Decatur. I hate that I didn't make it. It's just too cold for me. But I think there's another one coming up the first part of May. Like I said, I'll get that information for you. Touch base with Caleb. So, you guys keep an eye there. Let me know if you see one come around the corner. And I'm going to do the same. Keep an ear open for something coming down the hill. While y'all keep an eye on that, you are looking towards Chattanooga. I'm going to take a couple of pictures, send them to Casey. Thanks everybody for jumping on here at Whiteside Tunnel. Starting to get cold enough, the snow's getting crunchy. Yes, that is my cold nose. As you can see, let me bring it up there just a little bit. Where the sun is blocked as it sets, where we are by the mountain to our right, you can see it's still kind of bright up that way. And we are going to start our 25-minute countdown. As John would tell you if he was with us, every time we say it's time to go, we get a trade. So, we're going to hope that works today. It is so pretty up here. I wish y'all could be here. Let me know if you want to kind of stay expanded on that view or if you'd like a bigger view. Here, let me bring it out just a little bit. There. Now you can get a little bit of the sun in the background. The tracks in front of us. And that is looking towards Chattanooga here at Whiteside Tunnel. Milepost 139 here on the Joint Line. This section of the track is controlled by CSX. But cool, as we have talked, where all three railroads use it. are you? Jonathan, thanks for jumping on. Glad to have everybody. As you can see where we are, the sun has disappeared over the tracks. If you look higher up the mountain, there's still some sunshine up that way. My little nose is getting cold. But like I said, the mountain across from us, sun's blocked by it, but like I said, you can still see some up there. Been trying to be halfway quiet because it's not unusual to see wild turkeys and deer. As far as I know, wild turkeys still come out when it's cold. We got a break there. We're over the upper 30s. Well, that's a little more than I wanted. I just kind of give you a shot there at sun up there at the top as you look up the grade from where we are. Scanner has been very quiet, as you can hear. Totally quiet. Jonathan, I can't wait to hear why they're going to have a heart attack. Up here on the crest, my new coat, my new hat, hanging out trackside, and there's bird tracks. feel like I'm animal tracking or something up here. There's a set of bird tracks there in the snow. There's all my footprints since I've got here, walking up and down. Other than the traffic going past. On Interstate 24, it is very, very peaceful here. So you can see that ray of sun hitting the mountain. And Whiteside Tunnel there to the right. As we start counting down our day on video number 1,000 for Rail Moments. Woo! How cool is that? As you all know, rail fanning is an exercise sometimes in patience. So, everybody relax, hang out, and like I said, we are doing our countdown, and usually that works to bring a train down our way. As soon as we get ready to say we're done for the day, somebody sends us a train, so let's see if that happens. See, there's still quite a bit of snow up that way. Across the tracks and on the ballast. we were counting down, but I just got a text that there could be a westbound coming past around Lookout. So since we still have enough light to see with no problem, it's still pretty, and we've been here this long, I really would like to catch one coming up the grade for you guys. We got a little bit of time yet before I have to leave. So if you want to hang, I'll hang, and we'll just make video number 1000 a little bit longer here at Whiteside Tunnel at 139 mile post on the Joint Line between Chattanooga, Nashville, and Huntsville, where this line splits at Stevenson. But there is a rumor that we have a westbound coming around the mountain there by Waxahachie. Waxahachie from here, rail-wise, probably 10 miles. So we'll sit tight for a little bit. Like I said, we still got plenty of light, great view, so we'll listen closely. Not sure how far it is to the next crossing. I do know that we hear horn, which would be currently behind you directionally. Just not sure how far it is to the next crossing going towards Chattanooga from here. But hey, I'm here, you're here. We'll find out. Anybody that's in between us and Chattanooga, give us a shout out. Like I said, I would like to catch y'all one more coming north. Right up that grade, so you can see how hard they work to get here. Here at Whiteside Tunnel on the Joint Line. Casey and I appreciate you all being with us. If you've not subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. Mrs. S, this coat's starting to work real good as it starts getting colder up here. Everything's warm and toasty except my toes and my nose. We do have chatter on the scanner. It was very, very faint, but that's good. That's a good sign. Couldn't quite make out the train number. But like I said, it always works. If John was on here, he'd tell y'all. As soon as we tell you it's time to go, we get, oh, we got glowage. Yes. I believe this is going to be train 733 to Memphis. Young's theory, if he was on here with y'all, would tell you it works. You tell the camera that we're getting ready to shut her down for the day, and about that time, that train shows up. Thank goodness for the tip that we got out by Wahachie that there was a westbound coming, but since we're on the joint line, they consider it a northbound. So 7:33 is going to conclude our day. It's an empty coal headed to Memphis, and when we say finish for the day and this video processes, it will become video number 1,000 thanks to you guys. And since my little paws are kind of cold, they're staying in the pocket. If I'd have been thinking, I would have activated a hand warmer. But the sun has gone on that side of the mountain, but we still had plenty of light for 7:33. Coming up that grade, working to pull that long train off to Nickajack, New Hope, and Bridgeport. So for those of you over in Bridgeport, you got one coming at you over the Tennessee River and through Bridgeport to Stevenson, and then at Stevenson split to the left on the Memphis West End. So one last look up and down, and then we'll say goodnight and see if anyone has any last moment questions. As you can see, there's still a little sun poking over the top of the mountain on the trees up there in between. One last look at Whiteside Tunnel, the joint line going down the grade past milepost 139. And looking back towards Chattanooga. Hello, Brian. You have. Hey, we got another! Woo! look inside the tunnel. From here on Raccoon Mountain, Whiteside Tunnel, whatever you elect to call it, that was an example of how hard it is to take a train up this grade. And as you saw, he got slower and slower and slower past us, where we got to read all the graffiti. Don't want to go over the edge. Well, see, I told you it works, just like John always said. Every time we get ready to say we're done, get ready to cut the live, head to the barn, we get one more. So we had a double to the start, a double to the finish. How cool was that? And like I said, our coal train was empty, so he made the grain, but our CSX locomotives, they were working. All three of them going up. What do we got? A look at our Y2N. Got a honk. Good salute from our engineer and train crew. Thanks, guys, for that. What a fantastic way to finish video 1,000 here on Rail Moments from Whiteside Tunnel. Everybody, thanks for making it possible. Everybody, thanks for being with us. Casey and I appreciate you. It has been a fun afternoon. Beautiful here. It's just incredible. So, make this one of your spots. Learn more about it on our podcast about the 29 places to go. And from Casey and I to all of you, see you trackside at the next crossing. Enjoy the rest of your day. It's been a super good one. Thanks. I'm going to send a note to Joshua real quick. He has been spotting for us. He is up the tracks a ways over by Bridgeport. We're going to send him a note real quick. For those of you down by Chattanooga that spotted for us, thanks. Thanks for the heads up on our one more coming around the mountain, which we got. Then it looks like we had one come out of the Waxahachie yard for CSX. So, over the hill to Whiteside and beyond they went. What a great time. So I'll give you a moment. I'm going to send Joshua that note. He's got two coming his way. Thanks everybody for spotting for us today, and everybody, thanks for being with us on today again. It has been a super 1,000. Everyone, have a fantastic evening. And again, thanks for being on with Casey and I. Thanks for being part of video number 1000. And we will see you trackside live at the next crossing very soon.